So this is a book on Latin maxims. So maxims are basically just little sayings that are truths that was used to find what's fair among people. So judges might use these, or you might just use them as words to live by. People who write law might use these to remind themselves what to do and what not to do. So it says here, some of these are: a delegated power cannot be delegated. Means if someone gives you power, you can't turn around and give it to someone else. So a Congress given the power to legislate cannot turn around and give agencies the power to legislate for themselves. That's not what we agreed on. We agreed that, or the people of the past agreed, that Congress would make laws. They didn't give Congress the right to give that right to agencies. Law assists the deceived, not the deceiving. Some agreements are odious, but chiefly those against matrimony and commerce. A prison ought to be assigned for keeping men, not for punishing them. The law allows to take arms against the armed. Okay, so what I've been talking about these last few days, maybe a week now, is that when the colonists formed themselves into states and created the Declaration of Independence and then the Articles of Confederation, the states called themselves, when they convened, the United States of America, and Congress assembled. But then they created another status of people called the military, but they called it the United States, and Congress assembled. So what I've been saying is that the United States of America and Congress assembled is the civil, and that the United States and Congress assembled is the military. And the reason why the civil has been using the military constitution to justify all these tyrannical things they've been doing is because the civil government doesn't have right to rule over other civil people. So because they're the same status, they're equals. So you can't have civilians going up to civilians and telling them, you have to do this, because, well, why are you telling me that? You're a civilian too. You don't get to just order me around. A military person can tell another military person what to do, but only if they outrank that person. So a higher person can tell a lower person what to do. The Texas Constitution does not ever allow military to tell civilians what to do, but the civilians are supposed to be able to tell the military what to do. And I don't mean we can all just go on a military post and tell the military to get off the post and get out of the country. That has to be done through your representatives. But my point is that equal people don't control people of their equal. And that's a maxim. It says equal has no power over equal, which is exactly why the civil government, the United States of America, has been using the military constitution to gain power over other civilians. They're telling us, well, we have the power to do it because we have a constitution. But you're just a civilian too. You're just a civilian just like I am. So how is it that you've given yourself power over me? We gave power to the military to go do some stuff for us, not to have them tell us what to do or to use a military power to control civilians. And that's what they've been doing. So it's right here, maxims in law, and it's throughout the ideas of war and military and civil military doctrine and that kind of thing. If you go look for it, you can find it. But equal has no power over equal. So civilians don't have any power over civilians. So all these police and ICE and all these people, they have to have some sort of different status from us that gives them authority over us, because just as civilians, they don't. Unless somebody has committed a crime, and in that case, you don't have to be a sheriff or a police officer or a cop or a military person to stop someone or arrest someone for committing a crime. Anybody can stop someone from committing a crime. This is just taking, you know, the police and sheriffs and all these are just taking rights and turning them into privileges, like so many others have said. So the reason why the civil government has been taking and using the federal constitution as their authority is because the federal constitution is a military power, and militaries have certain types of powers outside of, like they can violate some basic human right things because it's supposed to be used in time of war when you've been attacked and you're defending your country and your property and your people. But on a day-to-day basis, when we're not at war, we don't answer to anybody. We just do what we do and don't commit a crime. Our day-to-day movement and all this other stuff, we're not supposed to have to ask anybody for anything, as far as like using the roads or can I get a driver's license and I have to have insurance. All this is just, it's just stupid. For these agencies to make policies, codify them, and pass them off as law, which is really just getting you to contract with them, they have no authority to do that because they're all supposed to be civilians. And they are civilians, but they're pretending to have some extra authority because they're using the Constitution, which was meant for the military to use in wartime. Okay? This is legal maxims.